Hi, uh, this is Takarish coming to you live from my bedroom. Nobody really watches these, so I don't really. I know it doesn't really matter what I say, but I. If it doesn't matter, I guess I'll just get right into it. I've been making some stuff recently, like I always do. I thought I'd show a little bit of it on, record it. Um, I've been having a really difficult time lately in my life, and I, it doesn't really matter, but I guess it's gotten in the way a lot of me doing this, my art stuff. Um, but I've still been making some things on the side. This is sort of interesting. It's a map of San Luis Obispo County. Um, can zoom around it. It's supposed to be in the future after global warming has flooded more of the county. So you've got Gerber Beach is kind of surrounded by water on three sides, and like the slow up here has been flooded. This dot right here is, let's see, it goes down here. No, it doesn't show. It's too bad. This dot is the Madonna Inn, and then you have the Mission over here and the Fremont. Um, but yeah, and you have the different types of water and stuff. What's also cool is that there's a terrain map. It's a little ugly, but so this shows you different elevations. The darker it is, the higher the elevation. There's also a vegetation map, and yeah, it's I put a lot of work into it. I did it. It was difficult to get all the like data and stuff for this. It's not really readily downloadable or whatever. Um, but it was fun. I worked on it for the result of maybe 3 days of work. I don't know, probably like 8 hours, 6 hours, somewhere around there. Um, and these lines are different highways. The black one is the railroad. You can see I have everything labeled out here. Yeah, I was thinking because I wanted to make a game that sort of replicated the feel of Stalker, which is kind of a weird, as this is like a 2D top-down thing. Like replicating the sort of inventory management, kind of the expeditionary vibe that that game has of the gameplay, where you sort of have these like safe houses and settlements and stuff, and you kind of have to, you know, you hang out in your safe house for a bit, and you gear up and you go out into this world, this wasteland, this zone, and you have adventures and all sorts of nonsense happens, and you get sidetracked, and you have to take detours because paths are blocked. I had liked the idea of there being like some kind of active world, kind of like Fallout 3, or any of the Fallouts, I guess, but Fallout 3 does it best, where you have sort of just random NPCs wandering around, um, and you have like random events and stuff that can interact with each other. So maybe there's like a trading caravan coming down from the north, and maybe you're taking the railroad, and you happen to see them, and you could be like, I can ambush these guys, but if I leave anyone alive, then I'm going to lose reputation with their trading settlement or whatever. Or you'd be like, oh, or I could join up with them and ask them if they'll take me, on their journey down here, which has its own problems. Or maybe you'd see them get attacked by bandits, and then you'd be, oh, do I want to help them, or do I want to help the bandits, or what? So yeah, um, I've thought up a little bit of lore too, but it's nothing really that complete or that interesting. Um, I mean, I guess, you know, I'm the judge of that, and I haven't been a very good judge of myself lately. So maybe it is really interesting. Maybe it is really complete. Maybe it's the next big thing, and we just don't know it yet. But probably not. Anyways, I have another game. I've also put a little bit of time too. Don't save. As you might have seen there, this is an FPS prototype. Pretty simple so far anyways, but I put a lot of work into it. I say that, but again, it was like a week of work or so. Um, yeah. So, you have basic movement, you can move around. It's a bit drifty, kind of, but there's also a slide you can do. You can just kind of jump and slide. Then after you slide, it's really slow to move around. You're just crawling, so you have to get back up, and it's kind of a slow thing. Oh, this guy's shooting at me. Oh yeah, there's enemies, and they actually have pretty complex behaviors where they'll sort of hunt the player based on your last seen location. Um, and the nice thing about this is that they don't actually cheat and like look at the player's position. So they kind of it's cool to my mind. It was fun to design. Really hard but fun. Let's see if I can get this full screen. There we go. For your viewing pleasure, wherever you might be. Yeah, I see it took some damage down there. I just have this super rudimentary health bar, but there's also shooting. So they don't actually take damage right now. But I made this shotgun. I made the hands, I made the sound and everything. I made the recoil. I quite like just, jumping around the corners and blasting and stuff. See that there's glass windows that you can break through. You can jump through them as well. Kind of shittily. Excuse my language. I don't know why I'm saying excuse my language. It's not like anyone watches these. But yeah. See all the data here from all the casts and everything. I can also give the player a pistol instead, just for fun. Just for funsies. And how do I have this set up? I should just be able to run it. Yeah. It's a bit munted, but you shoot once and it's fine. Pistol's less cool, but still fun. Yeah, I made this model, made all the animations and stuff. I kind of like the animations, so they're a bit weird. They give me kind of a Counter-Strike 1.6 vibe that I quite like. But, yeah. If you look closely, you'll actually see that we're using the same animations, me and this guy. And he has a little beret on that I 3D modeled for no reason. For any aspiring developers out there, I know none of you are watching this video, I made these textures by photo bashing. I could do a tutorial on how to do that. This is a model I've been working on. I could do a tutorial on how to do that, but basically, it's the process of taking an image and using it as kind of like a paintbrush almost. Like you can see that the texture comes out to this like garbled digital nonsense, but yeah, here we go. You have a brush, and for this one I actually used just this picture of a shotgun that I edited a little bit. Then you go in here and you set the texture, and oh yeah, this one, it's weird. Yeah, and then I would like do this to the right position. I would paint it on basically. I'll just mess it up real quick so you can see how it looks like. Could paint it on like this. The texture is mirrored so it does both sides. But yeah, it's a really easy way to make textures in my mind. It's not the fastest, but it's fun. It means I don't have to learn anything new. You know how much I love doing that. So, I guess I'll show the pistol too. No point not to. Oh, look at that. The texture is messed up. Weird. I don't know why it's messed up. It's using the shotgun texture, obviously, but like, I guess I'll just make it use the texture from here. Yeah, there we go. And you can see how it looks a little bit better. I'll even turn off the hands. Again, just photo bashed. The actual picture this is based on is, I feel like it's more interesting than this model. Um, if I pull it up, yeah, you can see. This is a picture I found on the internet, and I was like, what is this thing? It was, I think, a Kyber Pass pistol, and I just thought it looked too cool to not, like, try to make something out of it, though. I feel like I sort of lost the plot a bit in making my version. That does still look pretty cool. Um, anyways, yeah, uh, it's kind of it for game stuff. I guess I'll just sit on the screen, because I have some talking to do about my life. Boy. Okay, I haven't been able to access my HRT. Oh, I guess I haven't come out yet on this channel, which is funny. I'm a trans woman. I started transitioning in like 2023. I don't know. My brain's full of holes. Um, and I haven't had access to them lately. I have been sort of taking my girlfriend's medication instead of mine, not taking it very well. Um, it's double entendre. Both meanings of the word, I guess. It's been rough, and I haven't been taking it at the correct times, uh, or the correct dosages, so it's just been this negative feedback loop for a couple of weeks where I just I feel awful all day. I lay in bed and I don't do anything. I just stare at the wall and think about how all of the things I've done wrong and how I just don't deserve anything, or just regular depressed teenager shit. And I um yeah, and that kind of prevents me from taking the meds at the right times, which uh just exacerbates the whole situation because it just turns into this feedback loop, like I said. Um but since school has started up again, university, I've been doing pretty good, even though it's only like day 2. I'm enjoying the reading a lot. I'm a history major and I do a lot of reading. We've been reading a lot about genocide, specifically the Holocaust. And, I know it's kind of a strange thing to enjoy reading about. That in fact the book itself goes into detail about how like the Holocaust and genocide in general are subjects that people are uh sort of not disgusted by, but like it's repulsive. People don't want to think about these things in their daily lives, so people don't talk about them. And you're kind of a weirdo if you bring it up. God forbid you enjoy thinking about these subjects and researching them. Um, but yeah, I do. And my professors have been lovely, and I am just sort of, I don't know, it's nice to go outside again. It's nice to see people, to say hello, to talk to people, to have people see me. It's nice to dress up, to go outside and be, have all my jewelry and stuff on, and it's nice to be in a little community out here in my university, living in the dorms. Um, but at the same time, there's this feeling of shallowness for me, Like it feels like a victory, but kind of a hollow one. Like I'm very aware that the only reason that I'm not feeling as upset now is because I'm taking the meds at the right time and I'm going outside and talking to people and stuff. And it's like I feel like I'm just resolving the symptoms. I'm not actually getting to the root of the issue. Um, I don't know what this thorn in my heart is. I don't know why I feel so upset all the time. I don't know why to be completely honest, I feel so suicidal when I'm alone, when I don't have stimulation. It's it's really disquieting. I feel like I can't live with myself. I don't know why. I don't know if it's out of guilt or out of fear or disgust or anger or some kind of repulsion, but it just feels like I'm not good enough. It feels like I'm not a good enough person. I'm not a good enough girlfriend. I'm not a good enough son. I'm, I'm just not, I'm not good. And it feels like that's the worst thing in the world. And, I see the irony. Here I am talking into the void and recording all my thoughts, and I've just gone over all these amazing projects and art things that I've been doing, and I know that it's all very interesting and it's all very cool, and people all love to hear all about it. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that everyone is so interested. So interested that this video will get about 3 likes. Um, yeah, no, not that I really care, but it would be nice to get a comment or two, talk to people. I like people. Sorry, anyways. It's just, despite everything I've done in my life and everything I've accomplished and the person I try and I succeed to be every day, it all feels hollow. It feels like I've forgotten the mission, I guess. I've lost the plot. I've I'm just off track. But yeah, anyways, that's me, I guess. I hope things get better. I really do. I'm looking forward to the rest of this semester. I'm looking forward to friends and school and things, but yeah, I it's gonna take some time before I'm okay being alone again. I say that being alone right now. Anyways, things to look forward to. I might be making music soon, maybe with my girlfriend. I've been learning guitar, I've been learning to sew, and been cooking more. I want to get back into running RPG games with my friends, and um, I would really like to write more, though it's really difficult for me too because I'm so critical of my writing that it's impossible for me to write anything because I just inevitably delete it all. Um, but I guess the act of writing is the important thing, isn't it? It's not like I'm submitting anything to anyone. Anyways, it's been about 19 minutes on the clock. Um, Trying to think if I have anything else to talk about. I don't think I do. I guess if anyone watches this, just know that you're loved, I guess. I don't know. I love you, whoever you are, just because you're willing to listen. And that's a lot more than a lot of people do. Oh, making some big assumptions about our relationship here. But anyways, uh, I've been Takarish. This has been whatever. See you in the next one. Peace.